So I would come on my period, and then 2 weeks later, I would notice that I was spot in between. Now, I hadn't been on birth control a lot in my life, so I knew what was normal like for me. And I would beg my doctor, I'm like, can you please look deeper? After that, I ended up getting polyps removed, but then they came back. And so at some point after that, I'm like, okay, maybe this is just something I'm gonna have to like deal with. This is just what I have to live with. All right, y'all. Still season 4 of the Girl UpRising podcast, and this one is gonna be good. So go ahead and get your tea, your coffee, your water, your wine, whatever it is, and listen in. So for years, I could tell that something was like off with my body, and it's like no matter how many doctors I went to see, nobody mentioned PCOS. In my 20s, I remember going to my doctor and saying, my hair on my body is growing abnormally fast, and it even started to come up on like my chin. And it got to the point where I was like, I had to find something to remove it. So I started getting laser because I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. If what I'm describing sounds familiar, the confusion, like the frustration, or even just the silence from the doctors, trust me, you're not alone. And like today, I'm going to share my PCOS story and what I went through, what I'm learning currently, and how I learned to kind of just listen to what my body was like showing. Okay. All right. So around like 22 or 23, that's when I started noticing some of the issues. So I would come on my period, and then 2 weeks later, I would notice that I was spot in between. Now, I hadn't been on birth control a lot in my life, so I knew what was normal like for me. And I would beg my doctor, I'm like, can you please look deeper? After that, I ended up getting polyps removed, but then they came back. And so at some point after that, I'm like, okay, maybe this is just something I'm gonna have to like deal with. This is just what I have to live with. I mean, I was eating clean, working out, and just trying to make sure that I was balancing my body, but it's just something still wasn't right. So y'all, let's move forward to May of 2025. I woke up one day feeling like nauseous as heck. I mean, really dizzy to the point where I was like, am I pregnant? But I knew that I wasn't. I knew that I wasn't. Something was just like off. So I remember coming home from Virginia, going to the doctor. I'm like, please run my blood. Like, something is wrong. They took that blood test and boom, the diagnosis of PCOS. And I honestly cannot say that I was shocked because I knew that something had been off for a few years. It just kind of like baffled me. I was just like, finally something confirms like what was going on. So here's the crazy part. I had been showing signs for a while, right? And the doctors just weren't listening. So if you're a woman, you come in, you have hair growth, irregular kind of cycles, fatigue, mood swings. Like, why wouldn't you check their hormones? Like, ding, 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 ding. Those were the symptoms that I was experiencing. And it was frustrating. But what that experience taught me was you better advocate for yourself. And so when I finally started researching, some of the things that I learned that the doctors didn't tell me was that 70% of women have PCOS and don't even know it. And that's according to the World Health Organization. And the common signs for PCOS are painful periods, irregular periods, excessive hair growth, weight gain, fatigue, mood changes, like all of those symptoms that I was experiencing. And sometimes they tell you, oh, it's just getting older. Lose some weight is normal. So it's important to track your symptoms and kind of listen to what's going on with your body. Like, you know when something is off even if the doctors don't know, even if they're not listening. So what is helping me, because this was pretty recent, May of 2025, what is helping me is just listening and being in tune with my body, learning the different phases of my menstrual cycle. And so what I've been doing more so is just trying to balance my hormones naturally. I am eating more whole foods, supplements, and just being mindful of what's going on with my body and what stage I'm in my menstrual cycle. I'm trying to manage my stress, and being consistent with the first two that I just mentioned. If you are listening to this and you're thinking like, some of those symptoms sound like me, don't ignore them and don't allow the doctors to say, oh, it's just part of like getting older, it's weight. That may be, but it may not be. And you know your body more than anybody else. Go get your hormones checked and make sure that you're journaling or just taking note of like what's going on. Because your body is definitely talking to you. And if something is wrong, you know. Do this for me. Go ahead and share this with one of your friends, your sister, your aunts, and let them, comment. Talk about the women issues that you're facing, because I guarantee that one or all of you all have been battling like the same thing. Go ahead and drop a comment on the YouTube or the podcast, wherever you're listening, and remember to listen to your body. It's talking to you.